Doing semen retention is like your it's like your prerequisite into the spiritual into spirituality essentially, because once you taste that quality of life that you have on a streak or a long streak, and then you go back to being depleted, it's like, damn, I just lost my sauce. Damn, I just lost the stuff that really makes me like valuable in this world. And so you go get it back, and then that like basically being on the street becomes your new normal, and like new energy levels get unlocked constantly. Yeah, there's not really a plateau, even though it might seem like there's plateaus, but those are just like your body like re what do you call it, like they're just editing themselves to be ready to handle a higher energy and a stronger energy. And so basically when you get into this, you're not getting out essentially, because even dudes who have done semen retention and then went on a long streak of releasing again, they know, bro. They know, because it's like two ends of the same stick. Being completely depleted is like all your functions in your body are just lowered, and like everything, just your presence, your aura, your luck, everything is lowered. Like you're just a normal person now. And then when you go on a streak, depending on your lifestyle habits, depends how strong your energy is, and how and like just what you do every day, like that all has pieces and bits into how strong your energy is. And when you do that, pretty much you experience the higher end of everything. You know what I'm saying? Your faculties in your body are working fast, they're working higher. You can't really get sick like that. You have crazy perception, you have crazy sharp perception, you have laser focus for the most part. um Meditation is like guaranteed because you're so present in the moment. You don't really need anything to fill you up because you're already filled up, you know? And like you're basically able to meditate on command because you're able to be consciously aware of everything that's going on in your body and outside of you. Like your awareness is just popped up because you're retaining consciousness. So your consciousness is like leveling up every day. And obviously there's other sides of semen retention that a lot of people don't like to talk about because that sounds like the more positive side. But the so-called negative side is that you're gonna have to face a lot of your trauma head on, because there's a lot of things that are sitting inside of you that haven't been revealed, or you haven't had time to process them because you're so busy, or they keep getting buried with bad habits. So once you get rid of these bad habits, yes, you're gonna feel discomfort until you feel comfort, because you're gonna have to work through a lot of these things that you pushed down for years. You know what I'm saying? Some people decades. And so it could be an uncomfortable experience. But that's what God puts crutches in his life for. He puts nicotine, he puts food, he puts movies, he puts things that you can relax with. But there's a time to work and there's a time to relax, and you gotta learn, you gotta work that by yourself. You know what I'm saying? I really do recommend looking at your human design so that you can see how your energy levels and how you work with people and your role in this world, because that'll really help you get like a perception, or at least like an intellectual knowing on what it is. And then you basically connect that back to your whole life experience as a human being, you know what I'm saying? And you're basically able to proof check everything that's on that. So yes, get your human design done, bro, and go on YouTube and look at this. Like, there's mad content for human design that's hella useful, hella helpful, and it tells you what to do, like how you're supposed to do it, your qualities, like literally everything, bro. It brought me so much clarity because I realized that I'm a projector and I don't have the same energy levels as a lot of people, and so semen retention is something I'm supposed to already be doing. But projectors are leaders, they're guiders, they have wisdom, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm not fit to do the same job as 80% of the population, because a lot of people can hold up a 9 to 5, but I struggle in these scenarios because I don't have the, it's not that I don't have the energy, it's that I don't have the capacity. So if I do too much way too fast, I'm burnt out. I can do just enough to get the job done. But it's like people that are here don't really understand that. They don't really understand my bodily functions and how I function. So I just had to deal with it, bro. I had to do semen retention. I had to do these lifestyle habits to the best of my ability to be able to handle such a rigorous job like this. Um And yeah, bro, pray that I get put in a position that actually values my what I have to say and bring to the table instead of what I have to do physically, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not my function, and I know it's not, and everyone that I work with knows it's not. So yeah, man, I kind of went on a couple topics, but if you can relate, subscribe, because this is I'm gonna definitely be talking about this a lot more. I'm on a 3 week or 4 week streak, pretty sure. My energy is pretty strong. It's actually, yeah, it's pretty strong. Like, people, I don't know, like the outside world kind of reacts to my inner state a lot more than usual. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm completely good and I've worked through my trauma for the week, people kind of just leave me alone. But if I have something that I have to work on, people kind of stare at me and they kind of like try to figure me out. And when people are staring at me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go home and do some introspection. I'm gonna go to work or do some introspection, because there's something that's on me that's showing up in my physical, and it's not pure attention. I could tell, because pure attention and innocent attention doesn't feel as heavy as when people are just staring at you when you're on senior attention, trying to figure you out, so there's a lot of inner looking that has to be done. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you how to like get in contact with your source, but I've been doing a lot of prayer. Prayer has really brought me through a lot of the like a breakup that's been pretty tough for me. I've been journaling. I've been watching high vibrational things. So guard your eyes. Guard what you eat. You know what I'm saying? Try to fast at least some hours of the day. Try to see how you feel, how your faculties are running when you're fasted versus how when you're on a full stomach. Because for me, on an empty stomach, I'm able to just be full on. Like, I'm able to do anything, everything. I have high energy. And then once I eat, it's like all that shit goes out the window, and my body has to focus on simply digesting that food. And so, yes, the attraction is cool. It doesn't really matter though. Because at the end of the day, if you really saw what those people are thinking, and like, if you saw what these women are thinking when they look at you, you wouldn't be so turned on. You wouldn't be so erratic over the attention. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time it's very innocent, but there is some women that really want to get in your space. You know what I'm saying? They really want to get in your space, and they really want to keep you in their list of men to use. So it's like, you discern if you want the attention, if it means something to you or not. Because if it doesn't mean nothing to you, you're pretty much good. If you're asexual, you're good. But if you're a heterosexual guy and you want sex, and you see these women giving you attention, you're gonna feed into that in a lustful way, and the women are gonna feed into it in their own way. And it's like a really easy trap to fall into, because obviously it's our biology to do that, but it's interesting. It's like when you fight your biology, you're basically like when you fight your biology, you're pretty much like defying gravity, pretty much, because you're defying the program essentially that was instilled in you. And when you fight that program, somehow in some way that gets worked out to like upgrade you. I don't know how that works, but it works. Also, one more thing I want to add, bro. You're gonna get mad haters on this journey, bro. Mad haters, because you have mad light, and people are intimidated by that. You know what I'm saying? They're intimidated. They see that and they're like, why don't I have that? Or they choose to use your light in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? They choose to to hate it, and they choose to not like it, and they choose to try to put you down instead of uplift you and ask, yo, what can I do to get that vibe that you got? What can I do to get that energy that you got? You know what I'm saying? And then I'll go ahead and happily share. But for me, I'm the type of person where I need invitation to give you solid advice, because when I cast my pearls to swine and the shit I say goes to waste, I just get bitter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work for me. So yes, there's gonna be mad hate, bro. There's gonna be people that don't want to see you shining. Like, bro, you gotta understand, bro, on this journey, bro, you're gonna see things that you don't want to see. You're gonna see behavior in people that disgust you. You're gonna see people that you thought had your back 100%, and they're gonna just show you a completely different thing, because This light inside of you doesn't let any darkness hide. It doesn't let any darkness hide. You know what I'm saying? If someone's hiding darkness, they're gonna be uncomfortable around you because you're actively pulling that out of them. You're on some demon slayer shit. And the cleaner you get on this journey, as in sobriety and celibacy and guarding your eyes and guarding what you eat, the cleaner you get, the more intense this whole process of pulling the shit out of people is gonna become. You know what I'm saying? You can choose whether you want to entertain it or not, because there's people who retain that take others acting like assholes personal. But it's not personal. Not really. Not really. Because these people don't have a choice, bro. They see power and they bow to power. Is that what it's called? They bow? Yeah, they bow to power. And some reluctantly bow. You know what I'm saying? They're bowing anyway when they're talking shit. But they're doing it while biting the hand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you move with caution, all right? Move with caution. Do a lot of introspection, because there's so many things that come up that we can't just keep in our head. We have to look at it. We have to actively bring our attention to it, because it's coming to our attention for a reason. Not only that, but we have to find a creative outlet, you know? For me, it's videos, fighting, writing, working out. I even started learning how to play bass recently with my dad, so that's cool. What else? High value content, you know, not just watching anything that pops up, but actually doing high value content. Working obviously takes a lot of energy for me. Yeah, these things really keep me they keep me grounded, you know. They don't keep me distracted. They keep me grounded because they bear spiritual practice. All of them in a way bear spiritual practice. They all bring value into my life in some way, some positivity into my life, you know? And so it's not like I'm running from my problems. It's like I'm actively facing them head on, you know what I'm saying? With everything I do. I'm learning something. I'm doing something uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and I read too. Don't forget that. All right, but I'm out of here. This is probably my longest video, so I hope whoever is watching this enjoys, bro.